Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to OAS Hub. We will start the first discussion of OAS mains test series, which was conducted last Sunday. Okay. So we don't know when the dates will come out for the mains test series, but we'll have our own test series because of we need to write like 3 hours of paper. We have to write a lot of points, or else we know what was the result last year. You know? So it's all about ambiguity: what to write, what not to write. So after all, we should have something else, something core point, basic points we should write in the exam, so that it can feel as if that you're separated from that conventional crowd, right? Okay. The first question, I won't, without further delay, I will go with the first question. Okay. Analyze the role and importance of the pro tem speaker in the Indian Parliament. Highlight recent issues and controversies related to their appointments and functioning. 2024 general elections, 18th Lok Sabha, the first controversy was pro tem speaker. You know, I mean, it was like something else. I mean, the controversy obviously used to happen for the policies, but it was something like pro tem speaker, and we saw something different this time, right? Because of this man and who Mahtab ji, right? 7 times Lok Sabha MP. Okay. Actually, what happened? This time there was some problem related to appointment of pro tem speaker. Why? Because Congress had an MP called K Suresh, है ना? And he was around 8 times MP, है ना? 8 times MP. This guy was 7 times MP. What happened that if there is nothing written like that, I mean, there should be some kind of written logic. I mean, I want to say that there is nothing like written explanation given what kind of steps should be followed before pro tem speaker. Kahin kahila जेतले pro tem speaker appointment kara jauchi, it's based on seniority, and seniority we don't there is no definition of seniority. What kind of definition we should have been provided? Actually, the convention kon koha jaye, it's based on seniority, but problem hela this time they took around 7 times MP, because there is something called broken and non-broken, है ना? Unbroken, है ना? So this guy, I mean, Mahtab ji कौन थला? She was unbroken, मतलब unbroken seniority, 7 times consecutive seniority. But that K Suresh was 8 times, but he got defeated in 1999 and 2004. So seti break hegla, bujhi parcho, there was a break of continuation, but this guy continued from 90s. So seti mai convention kon कहले he should be appointed as the pro tem speaker. देखो, I mean, when the Lok Sabha session election get ended na, the list get 543 list get notified. Seta कोडी jibo, that goes to the Prime Minister or the Parliamentary Affairs Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs, and ସେଇଠି ଯିବେ, ସେମାନେ ସିଲେକ୍ସନ୍ କରିବେ, ତାପରେ ସେମାନେ ଡିସାଇଡ୍ ହେଉଛନ୍ତି କି କୋଉଠି ଯାଇକି ମାନେ which name should be given the priority. So with pro tem speaker plus 3 members given the priority to to function the oath of parliamentary ministers. Okay. So this happened. So this guy pro tem speaker was appointed, he was given the oath from the president, but the other guys, it was not necessary for them. They should continue as a speaker to assist the pro tem speaker, because 543 MPs na, so it takes time for the oath ceremony, है ना? So out of question कौन होता है? This was a controversy related to their appointment. I have given in the there is, I mean, the points have been given in the PDF, so you can refer. So I am just explaining what happened. ठीक है? out of कथा है कि what are the importance of pro tem speaker? He can what discharge the function of normal speaker. He can discharge the function of normal speaker, है ना? स्पीकर जहाँ काम करुच्ची से भी से काम करि परिबो, एमिते नै कि तार फंक्शन कुछ हद तक रिड्यूस हेजिबो. Okay, and while writing such answers you should quote the articles. Article 994 because it talks about the vacancy of the speaker. When there is no speaker, what you will do, है ना? So it also I mean it is been written that the most senior member will join as a speaker. It is there in 94. ठीक अछि आ गोटे कथा प्रोटेम स्पीकर रे इंपोर्टेंस कहीं 17th लोकसभा टू 18th लोकसभा है ना 18th लोकसभा जेतो ए लोकसभा डिसॉल्व है ना आर जो स्पीकर था ओम बिरला है ना ओम बिरला his position was not dissolved कहीं he has to give the chair to whom this guy सेति में ओम बिरला position was still there when the first session जो 18th session जोटा हेतला सेठी भी ओम बिरला थिले because he has to hand over the chair to the कागो प्रोटेम स्पीकर. Actually this is the normal convention we used to follow. ठीक है. So while writing such points, so quote don't forget to quote the article. ये तो मैं लिखू था ना suppose इन points लिखू था ना तो make a column I mean मतलब side रे गोटे box देकरी article 94 right article 94 करिकरी सेठी you can add some points. ठीक है. So okay, we'll move on to the next question. What is the next question? Money power undermines the essence of democracy. Analyze the statement in the context of Indian electoral politics. Okay, money power है ना money power. This is a kind of a communicable disease, right? मतलब एड़ा सबु आड़े problem था उच. I mean our solution ही नहीं, right? So while writing such answers, you can quote like just quote है ना. I mean a festival. Election is not a festival of money. I can say election is not a festival of money, but it's a festival of democracy. You can quote such answers. Obviously, it is not said by any other. It is said by me only. Okay, so use your brain to write such quotes while starting. Election is a festival of money, not the festival of festival of democracy, not the festival of money. So when we call for the democracy, right? যেতବେଳେ ଆମେ ଡେମୋକ୍ରେସି ଦେଖୁଛେ ନା ଏସେନ୍ସ ଅଫ୍ ଡେମୋକ୍ରେସି ଟୁ ଥ୍ରାଇଭ୍ ଡେମୋକ୍ରେସି କ'ଣ ଦରକାର ଆମକୁ ए फ्री एंड फेयर इलेक्शंस है ना adequate polling booths मतलब जोटी रेयरेस्ट टू रिमोटेस्ट एरिया में पोलिंग बूथ पहुंचे पारिबा इवन इन द लोकसभा इलेक्शन गोटे जणे अछि जोटी गोटे विलेज रो जणे अछंती तांको पे भी पोलिंग बूथ एथर दिया जायतला ठीक अछि फॉर this is called thriving democracy, right? Tapare to curb the money है ना कहीं गलो thorough checking है if you have a thorough checking while the कौन कहते while election time रे we have a 4 months of election, right? 3 to 4 months of election. So कौन money process बाहर बहुत सारा money black money पड़े ऐसे तो ताकू कर्व करया पई आवर लॉ एनफोर्समेंट एजेंसी को मतलब वी हैव टू व्हाट वेपनाइज देम है ना लॉ एनफोर्समेंट एजेंसी और मैक्सिमम पावर दबा कथा एटलीस्ट विदाउट द इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ एनी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी दे कैन डिस्चार्ज देयर फंक्शंस डू देयर जॉब्स आई मीन अच्छे से बुझी परछो सो व्हाट आई कैन से मनी पावर अंडरमाइन्स द एसेंस ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी राइट ठीक है okay so actually while attempting such questions na you have to write data kon achi am pakhre why money power is as a matlab kon kai pari why money power is actually a problem in our country the data kon achi dekho if you at the association of sorry actually I hate this dekho 2019 रे 2018 sorry 14 रे आम जो क्रिमिनल एमपीज होचंती serious the MPs which are facing serious criminal charges they were 36% 2019 रे around how much this one yeah this is a 43%, 44%. 2024 it is said to be 46%. বুঝি পারছো? Almost 36% because such MPs are ruling our country, and it is actually a black mark on Indian democracy. Kaiki jodi tome those bahubalis who think they are above the law, obviously they are in the parliament, right? And emiti nahi ki only ruling party, even the opposition parties are also having that bahubalis. So I mean, just compare, I mean, if you compare the percentage na, the percentage of criminalized MP by the total number of MPs in that party, so it will vary within the parties. Okay, so this thing we should write while quoting some answers, right? You know, so with serial criminal offense like including the murder, attempt to murder, crime against women, to name a few, है ना. तापरे 17th Lok Sabha at 43%, है ना. 17th Lok Sabha criminal including कौन थे ची for criminal charges with included 159 facing serious criminal charges. This shows the money power, right? Money power नतले केम देसिबो. तापर out अछि the tsunami of criminal politics far away from embedding is only rising. Out of famous quote अछि George Bernard Shaw. Power doesn't corrupt men, fools. However, if they get into a position of power, corrupt powers. Matlab, it's all talks about misusing of your power, right? You know the quote, power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. That's the quote, right? We can write this one. We need to strengthen this RB Act 1951. What it's saying? ECR to regulate election expenditures indirectly through its authority to supervise. देखो, problem है, we know in this Lok Sabha election the limit was 95 lakhs, right? 95 lakhs was the limit for an MP in the Lok Sabha elections, and state assembly was 40 lakh. 40 lakh, right? So I was hearing someone's interview. So this limit, this 95 lakh and 40 lakh, imagine a constituency in Uttar Pradesh. Do you think this 95 lakhs can cater the demands of an MP? Because while campaigning now, you have a lot of expenses, right? You have to take the people, you have to take the you have to take the service of the, I mean, you have to focus on the people. Booth ko bhi jiva ko padibo. Then you have to take the helicopter ride, chopper ride, you have to make the payment. Obviously inflation is going there, and this is happening in April, May, and so the kharcha auri badi jaye. So at least we can have a discussion on this. 95 lakhs, it should be the cap. Can it increase to 1 crore? Yeah, state assembly re 40 lakhs, can it increase to 50 lakhs? Can you jodi tame aro limit badhe na, the paisa will come under the table, है ना. They will have a, obviously jodsi kochi mukti ethical limit hochi, so obviously he may spend the money in some other way, बुझी पारछो. Some point of he will diverse his fund. तापरे out achi candidates are required to maintain a detailed account of their expenditure and submit to the district election officer within 30 days after the election. So this point can be matlab 30 days na, so this can be reduced to 15 days. Kahinki aji ka date re we are focusing on what? Electronic payment, है ना. We use phone pay, UPI, Google Pay, and all that, है ना. So if the election is with I mean, if you are contesting the election on hard cash, so there is a problem, there can be a problem of corruption, है ना. So at least when this date can be reduced, है ना, to 15 days, because if you can say them that you have incurred expenses via online, then you can give the details within 15 days. When the hard cash comes, so 30 days is bit long. So while writing conclusions, you can write all these points in a reduction of this days and I mean 95 lakh, it can be use your brain, it should be increased or not. Okay, so this is how you should write, है ना. Okay, the third question. Discuss the recent ruling of Article 35A of the Indian Constitution in the context of its impact on J&K special status. Right, J&K special status. Why it was in the news? Because the ex-CGI, Chandrachud, what he said. I mean, there was a case going on the abrogation of Article 370 and 335A. Actually, CJI कौन कहले this 35A and 370, it was hampering the fundamental rights of Indians. Co fundamental right. It is CJI comment करछन्ति. कोडा. I mean, right to equality. तापरे right to freedom. है ना. तापरे right to property also. Right to property. Obviously, हम पाखरे कितना fundamental rights. Obviously, right to property is not a fundamental right, but it's a constitutional right. Right. So, आमे एटा किनी पारनथलु. So this was like I mean this was like this is a constitution within a constitution. माने India रो constitution को by surpass करे पे 35A, this is 35A and 370 थिला. Okay, so it was like मतलब obviously 2019 ने special status टा remove कले from the I mean obviously NDA 2.0 removed this special status. तापरे court cases चलते ला. Court cases रे last time CJI कहले कि these 3 articles were I mean our rights were violated. Okay, so what is the impact on its special status? देखो Article 370 रे देखो Article 370 रे provisions अच्छे एडी. तो if you have you heard about that Amit Shah giving an what I mean there is a provisions in the constitution itself that how to remove 370. Actually he used this such provisions. देखो 370 रे गोटे provision थिला, provide that recommendation of the Constituent Assembly of the state referred to the clause 2 shall be necessary before the president issues such notifications. बुझी परछो काई कि एटा एबे we don't have Constituent Assembly नाही. सेट कोन थिला state legislative assembly थिला. ठीक अछि ताकू ब्रेक कर देले तार तापर का रूल असला गवर्नर्स रूल असला. तो ए जगह रे गवर्नर्स रूल अछि. then governor recommended 356. बुझी परछो governor recommended 356 and 356 provision कोन अछि state रो law के बने परिबो parliament and ए जिनसोडा discussion चलतला कोर्ट रे काहे कि जो वकील थिला जम्मू कश्मीर से कहले कि 370 is exceptional. You cannot use 356 to abolish entire 370. ए जिनसोडा discussion चलतला parliament रे, but CJI told that nothing is above the constitution, right? So this the act that abrogation stands validated ए जिनसोडा थिला. Okay, so एबे कोन अछि validate bit the values bit tensed. एबे recently election से थिला. एबे तारो जो एबे जो नुवा जिनस जो अछि election से थिला. Do you know the Valmiki community, the refugees from the West Pakistan, the refugees from the West Pakistan, they first time voted. जो Valmiki community अछि, the Dalits, okay, they never had the right to vote in Kashmir. For the first time in the election they voted. बुझी परछो Valmiki community, and even they got reservation also. So such was the change, and at least now we can see there more representation in the valley. Okay, so at such points and obviously a bit lagging time, but I have to complete all the questions also, you know. Okay, so I've given you the just what you can write, है ना. So refer the model answer, है ना, and do research also while writing such points. ठीक है. So evaluate the controversies and judicial interpretations related to Article 31C of the Indian Constitution. 31C of the Indian Constitution. Why it is important? Why? Actually, there was a recent judgment 2 months ago. There was a judgment on Article 31C. Article 31C. What happened in Article 31C? We know 3 articles, right? 31A, 31B, 31C. These all articles are related to property. 31 is related to property plus management of the industries. 31B was what? 9th schedule. 9th schedule was inserted in first Constitutional Amendment Act. 31C This was in 25th CAA, yeah, 25th CAA. What happened? Actually, there is a vague. The states acquire property by the help of this article. Kainki, ever right to property is not a fundamental right, right? Code right to property is where 300A, 300A. Code for pardala from 31 to code for pardala 300A. बुझिपार्छ सो आपको constitutional status मिली but it's not a fundamental right. What happened I will say, okay, ठीक है. There was a I mean कोलकाता municipal corporation रे गोटे केस लेतला. Kolkata municipal corporation रे actually they wanted to extend the park. Okay, while extending the park they took the land of residents and a case टा चलला कोटी कलकत्ता हाई कोर्ट रे चलला. देन तापर कोन हला कलकत्ता हाई कोर्ट रे चलला परे सुप्रीम कोर्ट हाई कोर्ट रे पळेला. ठीक अछि. सुप्रीम कोर्ट जतले गला बेलकू they said that there should be a proper procedure है ना. जो 300A अछि ना, it's a constitutional right and it demands a proper procedure how to acquire the land. समझ रहे हो? It demands a proper, without proper procedure you cannot take up the land of any people. ठीक अछि. So where is the property? Okay, right, this one. Okay, there is a proper procedure. Yes, actually this you have to, I mean if you can write then it's okay, but at least the Supreme Court has given seven procedures, and the court said that Article 300A confers 7 basic procedural rights to landowners and similar duties upon the state which must be followed and fulfilled for any valid acquisitions. Okay, while acquiring the property you have to give them right to notice, है ना. This is Supreme Court's advice, not advice they have given, like Vishaka guidelines they are giving such guidelines. Right to notice, obviously before eviction, or if you want to you have to inform, then you have to give the notice. What is the second one? Right to be heard. You have to hear the queries of the residents. Without hearing their queries you can't go for the you can't acquire the property. Then third duty of the state, to inform its decision on acquisition. Matlab if you are acquiring that property then that should be reasonable. ऐसा नहीं कि तुम किसी भी, I mean for whatsoever reasons you can't acquire the property, it should be reasonable decision. Why? It going to fourth going to the acquisition only for public purpose. It's not that you are acquiring land for the company. No, you can't acquire the land for a company, or you are acquiring the land and selling to any company. No, you can't do that. You have to acquire the land for the public purpose. This is the fourth one. Fifth is right to fair compensation. In Bombay, जो Bombay जो अच्छी ना सेटी 100 times compensation मिले according to the market rate, and you have to adequately compensate them. This is one of the fifth procedure. Sixth procedure is which prescribes timelines. देखो, why timelines is very important, because property is like the backbone of a family, है ना. If the property is not there, if you can't sell the property, so your wealth, your generation wealth will decline, right? कहाँ पर यदि कहाँ पर property अच्छी ना, so at least he माने mentally stable. यदि property not था ना, so he has to earn for it. But if there is a property ना, so he can, at back of mind he can think that okay, मोक्ति इतनी संपत्ति अच्छी, मु future किसी कर पारिबो. So for that you need to give them timelines, है ना. बुझी पारछो, तुमको within specific, जदि तांको property नोती within specific timelines you have to compensate them. तापरे seventh, right to conclusion, है ना. Right to conclusion. This step is prescribed by the court while taking up the properties of the private man. आगुटे जिनस थिला, आगुटे जिनस थिला. Why this was important? Yeah, 39B, है ना. The court next examined whether Article 39B allows the acquisition of property as community resource. Why? I will take. We know 39B what? Material resources, है ना. Material resources, right? मतलब your community your property can be taken for the material resources, मतलब for a common good, right? 39C कौन? कौन avoids the concentration of wealth. 39B जो थिला in 1977 है ना 1977 रे रेड्डी वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ कर्नाटका. I have given in the slide, I don't know but I have given in the slide है ना. रेड्डी वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ कर्नाटका रे जितलो से केस चलता था 1977 रे जस्टिस कृष्णा अयर गेव ए डिसेंटिंग ओपिनियन काहे कहतला से जो कोन मतलब मटेरियल सोर्सेस है ना दिस वन द कोड इंटरप्रिटेशन कोन गोछ that materials मतलब if you want to acquire the property you can acquire the property as a whole काहे कि जो हम जो material resources अछि ना material resources can be subsumed for a common good मतलब all properties can be subsumed माने किछि fair किछि दरकार नहीं तो हम property can be subsumed by article 39B right. this 1977 कोन सेतल कोन socialism चलथिला बुझी पारछो. we need more developments. now we are in 2024 right now court कोन कहछि 2024 रे ये जजमेंट को कृष्णा अयर जजमेंट को कोन कहछि मे बी एट दैट टाइम the कोन सेतल things were different. right now we can't say that 39B is like you can acquire the property. no, there has to be some procedures जोटा कि मैं 7 procedure कहतली. you can't you can't grab the land on the pretext of 39B बुझी पारछो. so सेते में कोन देछि कोर्ट गोटे जिनस कहला कोर्ट जो 2024 कोन कहला you have to follow this criteria. nature of the resources कोन पे यूज हबो community impact केते impact पड़िबो तापर resource scarcity concentration consequences है ना एई सब क्राइटेरिया तुम यूज करी कि you can I mean grab the land not grab the land acquire the land by 39B. so कोन कहला material resources is can't be a reason to acquire the land जोटा कि 39B रे कोइछि. so this was the common judgment and even the ex-CJ Chandrachud कोन कहले maybe मतलब we are evolving right we are evolving ता माने ये न कि 77 रे जो जजमेंट थले एबे भी से जजमेंट फेयर हे पर in 2024 right. तो judgment evolves maybe 2060 आउ कोन हेतबो. right now we live in the world of liberalism right. से तो कोन था socialism थिला. now we are slowly heading towards neoliberalism if you have studied about this thing in political science right. so this was the just see I have matlab while writing at least you can't obviously it is not easy to remember 7 basic rights. at least you can mention 7 basic rights and you can write such points. एमिति ना कि तुमको पूरा you have to write like point wise but if you write such points then chance of getting marks will be higher है ना. analyze the Supreme Court's role in safeguarding the principle of natural justice and evaluate the effectiveness of curative petition in addressing judicial errors. Effective. Okay, this question why it was important. There was a recent judgment, right? देखो इमता क्वेश्चन जदि आसिल ना you can start from a quote है ना. जवाहरलाल नेहरू गोटे quote कहिथिला गुरु I hope the judiciary will play an active role in today's politics because judiciary has a passive role during our freedom struggle. A quote Jawaharlal Nehru कहथिले. and I would quote you might have heard about Bhikkhu Parekh. you know about that Bhikkhu Parekh. he was an Indian born and he got membership in House of Commons. Bhikkhu Parekh gave the concept of judicial co-governance. judicial co काहे हमरो legislative, executive, judiciary sometimes act like legislature and executive. Bhikkhu Parekh gave such a term. so you can use such terms while writing the answers. judicial co-governance या गांधी नेहरू कोन कहथिले active phase of judiciary बुझी पारछो active phase of judiciary. तापर हमरो गोटे 1950s to 1960s रे कोन हेता गोटे फेस रे पैसिव जुडिशियरी थिला काहे कि द जुडिशियरी वे सपोर्टिंग द गवर्नमेंट. आफ्टर द गोलकनाथ केस कोन हला जुडिशियरी वाज इन एक्टिव फेस राइट काहे कि बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर डॉक्ट्रिन एंड ऑल दैट बुझी पारछो. you can relate. okay so it कोन लगा छै analyze the Supreme Court's role in safeguarding the principle of natural justice and evaluate the effectiveness of curative petitions right. so first of all while I mean you have to give the definition of what is called principle of natural justice. Fair, uh, okay okay sorry कौन प्रिंसिपल ऑफ नेचुरल जस्टिस कौन फेयर इक्वल एंड इम्पार्शियल डिलीवरी ऑफ जस्टिस है ना obviously a word to मन रही just natural and lex natural which emphasize the principle of natural justice natural and equity okay these are the term I mean while writing natural justice ना obviously natural justice like ठीक हो justice ठीक ठाक मिली छी एमती नहीं कि तुमको देखो while giving justice ना judiciary कौन करे जो law था ना law they will evaluate the law है ना if the law has been evaluated properly or not से लॉ को भी चेक करेंगे while delivering justice तो ए टाइम रे कौन हुए natural justice ର concept आस्थला आ गोटे कथा कहूँ if you want to know about the violation of natural justice article 31b कौन कहला 9th schedule anything put under this box is beyond the purview of judicial review if judicial review जदि होबनी it's a violation of natural justice right you can write such points समझ रहे हो so in the context of Supreme Court what article 141 कौन कुछ law declared by Supreme Court to be binding on all courts I will discuss this enforcement and decrees and orders of Supreme Court and orders to discover एटा कौन कुछ this 142 ना जो article 142 जोड़ा अच्छी right जो तुम बोले article 21 various interpretations right to education right to life right to I can breathe, right to breathe, right to privacy. These are the interpretation done by Article 142. I mean, Supreme Court changes its view, right, to accommodate more rights. Tapre, law declared by Supreme Court, it is binding because we follow the integrated judiciary. So above Supreme Court, we can't do anything, right? Tapre, yeah. Okay. Tapre dekho. The Indian Constitution does not follow the doctrine of strict separation of powers as envisioned by the Montesquieu. Montesquieu was a French philosopher, है ना? हमारे 3 organs टा कौन अच्छी? Legislative, executive, and okay. This is a separate question नहीं. 1 minute. It is a question था एक 6th question, right? Yeah. See, देखो. Actually कौन है जी? Principle of natural justice देला बोलोगे ना? We have to follow देखो क्वेश्चन था क्यूरेटिव पिटिशन के ऊपर था तो when there is a civil cases right civil cases when there is a civil cases ना आ गोटे है criminal cases civil cases सर कौन होची you can go for review petition तापरे कौन क्यूरेटिव पिटिशन आ गोटे criminal cases सर कौन होची review petition curative petition and mercy petition okay these three things are required actually कौन होची देखो Supreme Court judgment can't be मतलब when there is a judgment ना article 137 talks about the obviously review petition is not written in the constitution but 137 talks about the reviewing its own judgment it is very difficult for Supreme Court to alter its judgment जदि गोटे similar case आसु गोटे judgment ए case टा judgment दिया जाए similar case जदि आसीबो ना they have to give the same judgment जदि judgment change करे अछि ना they have to check the applicability of laws तो मिस हेरी principle of natural justice मिस हेनी या new facts evolved right सेटा पई सेति में चेक करंती देखो I can say in 2017 रे Delhi High Court कोन करतला IPC 377 को decriminalize करतला what homosexuality तापरे Supreme Court कोन करला से जो Delhi High Court जो verdict थिला ताकू reverse कर देला then civil rights started asking questions अरे यार we are living the 21st century what are you doing मतलब how I mean being homosexual is also a right सेटा तो natural right तो Supreme Court many review petitions put under the Supreme Court पाखरे review petition जाइथिला आ ऊपर तो Supreme Court altered the judgment कोन हिचे ठीक अछि ए जो हमरो IPC 377 को ना decriminalize कर देले माने now it is deleted in the constitution IPC रे deleted है obviously IPC रो तारो जो BNS जोड़ा बाहर I don't know but you can write such points है ना Delhi High Court जो judgment देतला ताकू लास्ट को सही बताइले तापरे जदी आउट केस थिला हमरो what that section 483 ना जो डाउरी हरासमेंट केस जोड़ा अछि 485 485 485 शायद 485 चेक कर दो जो डाउरी हरासमेंट केस होछि तो एक्चुअली कौन होतला सेक्शन I may be wrong at numbers but section 485 जोड़ा अछि let me check yeah हाँ sorry yeah I have it yeah IPC 498 right yes 498 है ना IPC 498 कौन डाउरी रिलेटेड हरासमेंट केस 2018 रे सुप्रीम कोर्ट कौन कहला जो 498 जो मारुछ ना देन द हस्बैंड्स आर बाउंड टू गो जेल हस्बैंड तार जो माँ जदि गोटे मैरिड वुमन जदि 498 जदि केस कला ना द हस्बैंड्स आर बाउंड टू गो जेल है ना तो 2018 में बहुत सारा केसेस पाइल्ड अप हो जाता है ना एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द केसेस वर फ्रॉड तो 498 ए को सुप्रीम कोर्ट से सुप्रीम कोर्ट एटा गोटे डिसीजन देला कि 498 टा जो इमीडिएट अरेस्ट होची देयर वोंट बी हैविंग एनी अरेस्ट बुझी पारछो जो 498 जो ताकत थिला कि तुम इमीडिएट अरेस्ट करिवो सेटा अरेस्ट करि परिबोनी सुप्रीम कोर्ट ए जिनसटा 2018 ने देतला सो इट कॉल्स फॉर द डायल्यूशन ऑफ द लॉ डायल्यूशन एकला ना राइट द लॉ गॉट डायल्यूटेड देन सिविल राइट मूवमेंट्स केम करे यार 498 लॉट्स ऑफ मतलब डाउरी हरासमेंट केसेस हो तुम केस ये जो सेक्शन को केमी कमे देला बुझी पार देन रिव्यू पिटिशन पड़ला देन ऑब्वियसली सुप्रीम कोर्ट एक्सेप्टेड द रिव्यू पिटिशन देन अगेन रिवर्स द लॉ राइट 2024 रे अतुल सुभाष remember the name right you can use the points also right tabare I will talk about the curative petition hai na actually curative petition I can say the lenders of the last resort review petition jodi review petition re if you are not successful in review petition hai na you can go for the curative petition kon hochi same jo judges uda review petition fail marle same they will again accept the case under curative petition कहीं चैम्बर रे बसी करी they will case analyze करिवे से मन देखिबे obviously they will check the law are they मतलब जो judgment देछि have we missed the significant aspects of the law right तबरे से मन curative petition analyze करिवे right and in 2021 रे कोन हेतला हमर DMRC versus DAMAEPL अनिल अंबानी गोटे कंपनी थिला दिल्ली मेट्रो वर्सेस दिल्ली मेट्रो एयरपोर्ट एक्सप्रेस प्राइवेट लिमिटेड है ना तो एक्चुअली कौन हेतला आई मीन वेल गोटे जितले कंस्ट्रक्शन चलता ना देवर आई मीन से जो कंस्ट्रक्शन कामटा रही जाता तो आई मीन एमाने कोर्ट को गले कि आमे तो पार्टनरशिप करछु आमे तो बहुत सारा पैसा इन्वेस्ट करछु सो कोर्ट order them to pay around 8,000 crores to DMAPL बुझी पारछो so DMRC गला कोडी रिव्यू पिटिशन माने कोर्ट को गला then the review petitions hella after that review petition hella pore भी the judgment was intact 8,000 crore दवा पड़ियो then they went for the last resort curative petition then the judgment was reversed 8,000 crore दवा को पड़िबनी बुझी पारछो yeah 10 okay so curative petition I can say it's one of the last resorts which we can say है ना like the Shabrimala case को भी तुम जानी चो right obviously they didn't entertain but after the top review petition पड़ला I mean Supreme Court was analyzing faith versus fundamental right बुझी पारछो a doctrine of essential religious practices is that doctrine is against the fundamental rights or not there are significant aspects है ना जो कि courts निजे compare करे after this मतलब review petition पढ़े बहुत detail से मैंने compare करूँ थी right okay I missed the 7th question right yeah the question was based on the checks and balances है ना the question was based on the checks and balances है ना yeah 7th question था थिला it was based on the control of legislature over the executive right ठीक अछि देखो Indian constitution does not follow the doctrine of strict separation of powers as envisioned by the Montesquieu but incorporates a system of checks and balances. This ensures the three organs of government this LAG works independently. Actually देखो checks and balances केतोड़ हुए जेतोड़े I mean the both of the all the organs are in tussle, right? ठीक है, let me take this one. देखो how the legislatures check, right? How legislatures check over executive. How legislature check over executive. केमिति? No confidence motion, no confidence motion. बुझी पारछ? तापरे हमरो question hour तापरे then 0 hour. This how legislature checks on the executive. तापरे हमरो जदी कोन करिया judiciary over executive जदी हेले केमिति? Doctrine of basic structure. Judiciary putting their own dominance in over the executive. Doctrine of basic structure. तापरे बहुत सारा cases होची ना, right to property 31C. बुझी पारछो? 9 schedule was called unconstitutional by IR Kohilo cases. You can write all those points, right? तापरे executive है ना, आगुटे कथा ला legislative over executive. आगुटे points हम लिखि परियो कोन? हमारा reports, CAG report जब publish होए, then legislature do hangama in the parliament. Okay, they have to be accountable. तापर आगुटे जिनसा ला कि हमारा कोन? Article 75 है ना, Article 75. Because PM and CM are responsible to the parliament, executive are responsible to the parliament. This is how checks and balances has been done. बुझी पारछो? तापरे executive over legislature, केमिति? President calling the session, summoning the session, proroguing the session. बुझी पारछो? This is how executive controls the legislature. तापरे judiciary देखो in that question ना तमे बहुत सारे points लिखि परियो कोन tussle रहे जेतले coalition government था ना जेतले when there is a coalition government ना तो देखो coalition government रे कोन हुए ना legislature needs the support of judiciary हैला coalition 2004-14 मनमोहन सिंह टाइम रे जेतले absolute government था ना तो legislature shows the dominance over judiciary. Absolute power 2014 to 24 absolute. कहीं सेतोल कौन आस्तला NJC right? NJC आस्ते reason कौन अछि? What is the reason of being NJC? For the to remove the nepotism in the मतलब appointing the judges. कहीं सेतोल जो हमर BJP पर absolute government थिला, so they were having checks and balances on judiciary. So सेतोल NJC आनथिला. सेटा अलग कथा कि सेमाने मतलब it was declared unconstitutional by the 99th Constitutional Amendment Act, right? ए जिनसटा थिला. So you can write more points like this है ना while quoting the answers why there is a system of checks and balances, right? तापरे ठीक अछि, we'll go to the next questions. I'm running short of time, right? Okay, I've given in the you can follow the model answer while writing है ना. तो if you need I can give you the PPTs. I have written all those things. Okay, ठीक है, ये पकड़ दो ना. So I have written all these things. Okay, checks and balances कौन होची, it कौन legislative over executive. This is just a short, but तो मैं निजे भी identify कर परिबो कौन लिखिया रही. Okay, how do this 104 and 105 amendments contribute to the evolution of constitutional provisions related to reservation policies in India? है ना, reservation policies actually this was in news recently, right? कहीं की Justice Rohini Commission report 340. Justice Rohini Commission report gives many तारो किसी reservation मैंने OBC with सब categorization करे पे बहुत सारे जिनसे देती, right? तो हमें देखिया है ना. The amendments related to the reservation of scheduled caste and scheduled band Lok Sabha as well as elimination of Anglo. देखो 104 टा कौन इतला 104 टा कौन इतला. It extended the time period of SC and ST reservation by 10 years. Okay, it is happening since 1959. First Constitutional Amendment Act 10 years extension. Second 69 मैंने 23rd amendment फिर से 10 years extension. 45th again 10 years extension. 104 again 2020 रे सोर तला 2030 पर और extension पाइबे. That is 104 constitution 104 amendment. Okay, that talks about the reservation of scheduled caste and scheduled tribe as described by article 330 ठीक अछि that talks about reservation तापर एटा हला तार series of कोन series of ये हमर amendments 10-year extension of the reservation बुझी पाछन the extended reservation I'm talking about 104 the extended reservation of SC and ST the reservation of SC in Lok Sabha and state legislative assembly will extend for another 10 years एटा हला 104 amendment देछि elimination of Anglo-Indian reservation from 104 गोटे प्रॉब्लम कोन हला elimination of Anglo-Indian reservation आ भीतर प्रॉब्लम कोन आसिला are the Anglo-Indians losing their representations in the Indian parliament actually no at last 30 to 40 years there is no Anglo-Indian MPs so say गोटे जिंसटा प्रॉब्लम थिला मझिरे TMC MP Derek O'Brien रेस करथले ए व्यूटा ठीक होचे while deleting this ये तापर 105 constitutional amendment देखो actually कोन हेतला white came we know 65th constitutional amendment act देखो 65th CA कोन थिला हमरो NC SC को मल्टी मेंबर बॉडी कर देथिले राइट तापर 89th CA रे कोन हेतला it changed into NC SC and NC ST right एटा हेतला तापर हमरो 102 amendment रे कोन हेतला 102nd amendment हेतला NCBC was given a constitutional status NCBC को 102 amendment रे constitutional status दिया जातला ओके काहे कि ता पूर्वरु NCBC was a statutory body okay 93rd amendment जो आस्तला now 102nd amendment brought NCBC I'm talking about the evolution of this backward classes ठीक अछि actually कोन हिची कोड वाला okay restore the I mean 105 amendment देखो 1 minute okay let me erase it actually कोन हिचा 105 जोड़ा हिच ना 105 जोटला it gives the power to state to recognize I mean to identify its own SCBCs 102nd amendment रे कोन हेतला only the central government has the power to what to recognize मतलब to list OBCs or SCBCs but सेतरो कोन हेतला मराठा रिजर्वेशन 2019 रे कोन करला सुप्रीम कोर्ट मतलब महाराष्ट्र गवर्नमेंट द देन महाराष्ट्र गवर्नमेंट brought मराठा रिजर्वेशन कोन हेतला देखो we have SC ST reservation around 22% right plus OBC reservation 27% right Indira Sahni cap was 49% right now it is 49% just I mean don't go with the numbers right now it is 49% Maratha session चलतेला Maratha election चलतेला सेतल से कोन कहले we will give Maratha reservation केते होची 16% तो the total cap केते हला 66% reservation हला this was declared unconstitutional by what the Supreme Court कोन कहला you states don't have any power to list any SCBCs to give them reservation सेते भाई ए जिनसटा स्टॉक डाउन कर देथिले तापर एक्चुअली कोन 102nd amendment रे कोन हेतला only the center have the power to list 2 minutes only the center has the power now 105th amendment रे कोन हला the center has given the note to मतलब they brought the amendments and they told that now state can come with their own SC and ST list ठीक अछि that is 105 amendment ठीक अछि आ गोटे कथा we need to write all this EWS 103rd amendment है ना I mean the implication of 103rd amendment कहीं से cap टा भी से मैंने exceed करथले it is now 60% right EWS असला परे so this is bit what controversial topics कहीं ताबरे हमें we know the Kaka Kelkar commissions 1959 the first commission set up under article 340 obviously that report was not touched ताबरे कौन Mandal commission 1979 the report was published and केतर reservation था 27% and while writing these points na the last caste census coach in the public the politicians are talking about the caste census right 1931 re last caste census hetla caste census 1931 re we don't have the right now 2024 we don't have the details how many OBCs are there 2011 re last census hetla jotri SC ST ro we got the representation how many SC STs are there percentage population 22% right Now we don't know how many OBCs are there. Mandal Commission was based on 1931 caste census. Mandal Commission report was based on 1931. बुझिपारछ सेतिपाई एबे जो माने एबे कोन कहउछन्ती at least we need a caste census, right? ठीक होछि. This was the evaluation we need. So right, I have given in the PPT. Okay, you can write all these things na. So Rohini commissions analyze the and central government जो Rohini commissions कोन करला 90% of 97% of job belongs to 25%. मतलब 25% of the SCBCs are ruling over 97% of jobs. बुझिपारछ. So write such points while substantiating your answers. बुझिपारछ. सेतिपाई there was a need for categorization. काहेकि yeah एटा आथिला है ना. OBC कोन करतला and sub categorization कोन करतला this one. So I mean the Rohini commission gave the formula of splitting 27% into 2, 6, 9 and 10%. मतलब किसी कास्ट को 2% वोट मिलिबो, किसी कास्ट को 6%, किसी कास्ट को 9% and किसी कास्ट को 10%. That 27% under से limited रहिबो. Just read about the Rohini commission report. Okay. Anyways, I will wind out the session here. I will continue the next part in the next session. ठीक है.